And we're live down by the river. Actually, it's just a little stream, but it sounds pretty heavy. It's quite lovely, to be honest. My spirit brought me over here. And as soon as I got here, dude, on my way over, I found the most amazing feather I've ever seen. I'm going to show you. Look at this. Can you see the colors? It's a black feather. I'm pretty sure it's a goose. Goose. Do you see the colors in this feather? Holy moly. And then it's like a little swimming hole. Not big enough for too much, but let me show you this, dude. It's a little swimming hole. All the water catches right here. And then it goes back down the stream, but isn't this beautiful? I think at least, I don't know. If my kids were younger, they would have found it fun, and so would their dog. So anyways, we're going to sit by the stream and do our reading today. In order to keep up with me, you would have to catch what I post on my community page and anything leading up to this. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, messenger of God, child of God, the LILITH reincarnated here on a Jupiter day. I always tell people to get at me on a Thursday, because it's just a naturally good day. But it wasn't, dude. As soon as I woke up, when I posted on my community page, it was like I got the foulest fucking smell as soon as I walked into the lobby. I was like, what the hell is that? I literally said it and everybody looked at me. And I just kind of looked around, and then when I got to the door, I was like, oh, the full moon's coming in. But I don't know. I told them, I was like, I'm going to do a burn, dude. There's something really bad going on. I was like, you're about to catch a bunch of women are about to start their cycles, and the full moon's coming in, and there is just a bad cloud here. So I had to, didn't even get no coffee or nothing. I was guided to, here. Have some sage. I was guided to fucking clean the fucking facility. I sat outside of the front door, right at the entrance, so that it would be sucked into the front door. I made a brew and I sat there in my fucking, it's first thing. I haven't even brushed my fucking teeth, bro. Seriously, and all the kids are getting picked up and all the parents and shit, and I'm just right at the front door doing shit like this, burning shit. I'm like, holy moly, what a start to the day. And then I started diving through my videos. I uploaded a video of me. I told about it yesterday. I was like, how funny that I was dealing with that shit so long ago and still just couldn't get over it. It's super funny. What else? I don't know. I mean, there's something that came up, but I'm not really ready to talk about it unless it comes up in the call. Other than that, let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to rumble. Hey, that fucking 4 of coins or 4 of wands or 4 of swords, whatever we got last night, that forced inclusion is really kicking in. It's irritating. That's why I'm checking the cards to hope for something better. In essence, please don't make me say still again another day. Meaning what? I don't know. I just like, I know what to do with my time when I'm sitting there, but what I have to do with my time is getting annoying. Current energy, 6 of Swords. We're taking a transition. Can you see? I can't see shit. The sun is in my face. I'm hoping this is a good view. I hope. I won't know until we're done, because I'm not even trying to work that hard. 6 of Swords. We're taking that fucking transition into a new phase of a new journey. I went to the Temperance. I keep going to the Temperance. Temper yourself. I'm trying. Quit fucking with my temper. Alright, people. Current energy, please. Though this is not a joyful card, the 6 of Swords indicates moving away from troubles, either physically or mentally. You've been through a distressing time and have been feeling unable to do anything about it. Now you can see your way more clearly. There is regret as you move forward. You need to leave something behind. This can be a card of literal travel, journeying to a place that you can forget your troubles. It can also indicate a holiday or a move to a new location, though you will have to leave behind family and friends. It's crazy, bro, because it's not just him in those videos. It's like, I look at these videos and how far I've come in I keep saying 3 years, but it didn't start. I always round up, don't mind me. So in 2.5 years, it's unbelievable to see how I've literally went from the flesh to the spirit, and you guys haven't even done anything with your flesh. It's not just him, bro. it's not just him, bro. And the crazy part is, like, since the beginning, I would send each and every one of them all my videos. I would have conversations about what each video meant, what this meant in our lives individually, how we needed to look at this when it applied to a specific person. And it's unusual to me. You know what I mean? In that video, I'm making fun of him. He just released his album. And I'm like, well, was this it? Now you're good? And then you think about what happened next. And that's like a year later, he takes a tour and it blows out and it's nothing. And here he is, blowing out another album and another tour. And then you look at Marshall and you look at all of them, you're like, Jesus Christ. Am I the only one that caught the healing? It's wild, bro. And in the sense of when you see where you are versus where you started, and then you see the bigger picture of where nobody else is, or where they really are, you know what I mean? You're like, ah. And you see that you were holding yourself back by holding on to them. Your hopes and dreams of them was holding you back. Whoever they are. That's what I felt. That's what I learned about this. It's not just him, bro. They're all still in the same patterns. They're the same people. You know what I mean? When I started this. I say it all the time, but I have the proof, bro. Their proof is in their fucking pages, to be honest. Down to Logic and Ali and all of them. They're all doing the same exact shit, bro. I saw an interview. No, I didn't see it. I read it. About Lewis accepting that this year isn't about championships. He's already accepted failure. He knows he's not going to win a championship this year. How do you think he feels? I met Lewis the year that God took the championship from him. And I told him how to get over it and let it go, bro. Here he is. 3 years later, and he knows he's not going to win this year. What did you do this for? According to the interview, so that he could have a better understanding of the car. So then maybe in hopes of that, when they build another one next year, you'll have a better understanding of the new car they make next year. I told you this would happen. You knew how to drive one car for all your life. In essence. Can you get in the other seat? Nah, bro. They can make a seat for you, but it doesn't mean you can drive it. Do we all have the capability of getting in a British car and driving on the left side of the road? Or the left side of the car and road and whatever they do over there? Can we all figure this out? In essence, yeah, why not? Other people do it. We can figure this out. Are we going to be natural at it because they naturally learned how to drive like that? Nah. Naturally, Lewis Hamilton has only drove for one vehicle his whole fucking life. And he thinks he's going to get out of a Mercedes and be able to tame a Ferrari? I'm sorry. Nah. And in the sense of, it's like, what the fuck, guys? That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be you. Will I tell the whole story? Nah, bro. I'm leaving all of you as much as I can out of it. Because it's not about you. It's about what I learned, you know what I mean, about myself. But they will see, dude. They will see when I load all those videos, bro. They'll see the truth about you, too. It's not about you. It's about me. What God did in my life. Because when they see that, they're going to see that you didn't harness God and it was available to you. You were the first ones to have it. And you were the, you know what I mean? He told me to come give it to you. And that's what you did. You all did the same thing, you Judas. There was a time where it hurt me. It happened one day in Oklahoma where it hit me. That everybody had robbed and stole from me. And I was very sad about it. But I gotta be honest, I don't think it was them that hit me. I was already in my rage about baby daddy. I was really accepting that I had been victimized, dude, by a lot of people. You know what I mean? I don't wear that, really. I don't like to think about the fact that you fucked me over. Nobody wants to, you know what I mean, face it that way. Try to look for the good in this situation. Because otherwise you're just going to be pissed off, knowing that, damn, you guys fucked me over this whole way. Then when you look at it, as I stand here continuing the journey that I always saw in the beginning, and I'm doing everything according to plan, I didn't fuck up shit, dude. You guys fucked up your own journey. You were still, you know what I mean? I drug you through this, kicking and screaming, and making up fucking, you know, lame-ass noises along the way. But, you know, there's no way that we can align because you're still stuck in an old time line. Ooh, rhyme it. Alright, reverse. This card warns you that if you don't turn the boat around, you will be sailing back into troubled waters. You may hope against hope that the situation will resolve itself and feel powerless against another person. Seek out impartial advice and listen to it. Ultimately, only you can make the change you need. It goes back to my little friend. I don't mean to expose her, but you're all the same as her. You're holding on to a past relationship. And I ask her straight up, and I ask you the same thing. What do you want to happen? Do you want to get back with this person? And you'll sit there and tell me how you know it's not a good idea, but you won't admit to me that that's what you really want. You'll just tell me how you know it's not what's right for you. But you won't walk in that knowing. So in essence, the more you stay in the hoping, the more you're denying your knowing. You know it's no good for you, bro. You know it's no good for you, and you know that you're going to have to go on by yourself, and it's going to take some time, and they're probably going to hook up with someone right after you walk out the door, and that's just how it's going to be, and you got to just take this journey because you know this relationship, this situation is no good for you. And you come to me, and it's saying, listen. I'm not telling you anything that you haven't told me. And I'm asking you what you believe. And I'm telling you to walk in your belief of this. If you tell me, I know it's no good for me and I want it, but I still want him, then I'm going to tell you to go back and find some, fight for it and learn your lesson harder. And that's what it says. You don't come to the goddess for fucking real love. I'm going to tell you, if I tell you to go with someone, it's so you can learn your lesson. Meaning you haven't learned it yet. You're not ready to let go. Okay, then go back. Stop staying in the middle of pain. Your mind's telling you not to go back. Your heart's telling you to go back. You haven't got strong enough in your resolve not to leave. So then just go back. Or go forward, but stop staying still and denying your feelings. There's nothing wrong if you want to go back to a toxic relationship that you still believe in. We all have. And then we get to a final destination where we can't hope and pray anymore. We've got to give up. I don't fault you for trying. And that's what I learned about this. Looking back, I kept trying with Russ, bro. If you ask me what did I want, that's what it was. What did you want? Do you still want that? Absolutely not. I learned my lesson, but how many years? I'm not going to tell you, I hope that you're going to learn better, but I'm not going to fault you for learning the same way I do. You may hope against hope that the situation will resolve itself and feel powerless against another person. Seek out impartial advice and listen to it. I don't care either way. I'm on your side. Whatever you do, I'm there to support you and let you know what you're going to go through. Ultimately, only you can make the change you need. Don't sit here like this, bro. If you want him, go knock on his door and tell him that you want to fix this. If you know that you don't want to fix it and you're just being weak, then fucking go knock on someone else's door or close the door. And I don't fault that. I thought about that. Many people find resolution in another person. It works for people, bro. We think that how could you do that, but it works for them. I'm not going to be mad at you if you just fucking go rebound real hard to get your mind off of it. I can tell that this works for people. I don't know how it works, but it works. But I think that next person gets fucking, gets used in the business. You didn't take time to heal before you jumped to that next person. So you took all your baggage to the next person. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna We're not supposed to know what's wrong or right. I don't know what's wrong or right for you. That's in your heart, and you won't be honest about what you really want, so I can't tell you. I can push it out of you, but are you going to listen to yourself when you say this? And that's what I did. I pushed it out. You want him back? No, because, you know, this and that and this and that. So, okay, is this your mind just telling you what's right and wrong? Or what's your heart saying? My heart says I need to move on. Okay, then. Listen to one or the, you know, shit. I want to do this forever. You're like, I'm stuck. Because you won't take action. It calls for action. It calls for action. Some of you need the rejection for you to move on. You need that closure, bro. Some of you actually need the rejection for you to move on. Some of you just don't have closure. You keep thinking, like I said last night, all the possibilities. What if I would have tried harder? Then try harder and see what happens. And if you're right back where you started, then you have your guilt-free and you're still learning. You took another jab at the shit. There's no right or wrong. Whatever, as long as you keep, you know, experiencing it. Ugh. Alright. On the bottom is the Magician. Where do we go from here? What's our spiritual work at hand? Happy Snappy. It's a fucking happy Snappy. When you fucking finally make that decision, it's going to make you happy, bro. If you decide, I got to move on, you're going to be happy about your decision. If you decide, I'm going back to him, then you're going to be happy with that decision. Do what makes you happy and stop worrying about what I think, what your sister's going to think, what your mom's going to think, what the church is going to think. Who gives a fuck what they think? How do you feel right now with what you've done? Let me hold the mic to your face. Like, seriously. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to be like, you dumb bitch, you went back to him. I love him. I wanted to try harder. If you need something to say, that's all your answer needs to be. And anybody that's loved somebody understands that. We give up on our relationships because we can't. Do you know what I mean? But when you try, until you have nothing, until you can't try no more. That's where I'm at. If you've tried everything, then let it go. If you want to try some more, then go for it. If you don't, you know what I mean? But what is your heart telling you? When you talk to God, which is your heart, yourself, what is it telling you? I had to try harder to learn the same lesson. With Bobby. Yeah, go do it again. Go do it again. And this time you'll finally learn. I told Marshall, am I retrograding? Yeah, I'm retrograding. I'm going back to him again. Fuck. I can't stop myself. I know you're watching this. Are you retrograding? Have you been talking to your end? I don't give a shit what y'all are doing. I'm too busy in my own energy. I'm trying to just explain this shit. But that's the reward. The reward is actually taking that action, bro. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of regrets. You're going to be like, damn, that was a lot of waste. Bro, I haven't even got to the videos where I, like, really was in love with him. I'm just like, at that point, I'm just annoyed in love with him, making fun of him. It happened quite quickly, dude. In the sense of, I think I was in love with him for, like, maybe 3 weeks. And then I was like, oh, dude, this is never going to work. That was my heart telling me, but my mind was like, nah, I don't know. And then you really look at it, is God wouldn't let me give up on him. God wouldn't let me give up on myself. To show myself my, and that's Kobe, my ability for endurance, dude. My resilience, you know what I mean? To break compassionately to whatever was going on and still have hopes and and all of that good shit. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. What were you thinking? What were you thinking when you fucking hooked up with fucking Bobby? I was doing what my heart told me. I didn't think about the future. I thought about just the moment. Do I regret those moments? No, because I was able to have a more clear future based on those moments. In essence, maybe I should, no. I was like, maybe I should have just went back and watched the video. I didn't have the memories. The videos were only descriptions of what I couldn't remember and how I didn't feel good about not remembering. Anyway, so going back to it, it's like, that's it. That's the reward. The reward is making up your mind. You're going to be happy with whatever you decide. It might not be, you might not be happy about it forever, but that's what it is. It's like, I don't know. People want to tell you how to live your life, bro. They want to tell you, you know. I'm seeing this dude, Jeremy. Oh, God. Do you guys remember the dude? Oh, my God. It's a totally twisted story. Oh, no. Don't tell any of those details. All right, anyways. God, this is terrible, and I remembered his name. All right, I lived with Chris, and Chris's neighbor hated Chris. And Chris's neighbor, his brother, was Chris's best friend, and his name was Jeremy. All right? One day, Jeremy came over, and he said he quit his job. And after a week, he's like, I think I'm going to go back and just try to get my job back. In the essence, whatever makes you happy, bro. If it's making you very unhappy in this position of trying to look for a new job and you think that you can work it out at your old job and you made a mistake, all right, bro. Are you going to have to put your pride down and act and, you know what I mean, ask for, you know, forgiveness for your mistakes? Sure. But was it all your fault? Or are you just trying to submit to, you know what I mean, desperation that you'd rather fucking submit than to let go? There's a lot of things to be said about this. Let's read about it. I went to the Knight of Cups. Get out of my face, Knight of Cups. Alright, if the Nine of Cups is about personal achievement, the Ten of Cups is about a lasting achievement of happy relationships with others. This might be your family, friends, or a partner that you choose. It is one of the most positive cards in the deck and represents a perfection and I can't ever say this word, satisfaction, I can't say it, of human relationships with love and support extending in all directions. Well, you know, I'm building on a friendship and shit, and that's cool. This is the ultimate power of the Suit of Cups and the element of water, joy and the wonder of life. That's it. I mean, it's work. That's all I want to say. Reverse meaning. The reverse denotes relationships gone wrong. There may be family quarrels, broken friendships, heartbreaks, even violence, divorce, or isolation. Take some time to consider the situation, weigh upon what you want and what you don't, but recognize the part you played in what's happening. That goes back to whether it's your job, if you're like, you know, you can't get along with your neighbors because you're always, you know, that was me too. I realized that it was my energy they were feeding off of. If I stopped giving them energy, they stopped giving me shit. You know what I mean? Shit like that. It's like you don't realize how you're affecting others and how you may have made this situation bigger than it was or whatever it may be. But you have to realize that it takes two to tango. You have feelings about what happened, but what about their feelings about what happened? How do they feel about what happened? They're acting a certain type of way, but can you think about how they feel for a minute? I know you feel a certain type of way, but as much as your relationship blew up in your face, it blew up in their face too. I just gotta tell you that, you know, you gotta sit there and look at situations. It's like, damn. Oh no, what's the outcome, Lord? Oh, Queen of Wands. I'm not surprised. Could be a fire sign. That would be me. That would be me. Those are wands. Wands. There we go. Knight of Wands. Get away. Queen of Wands is the most positive card in the deck and heralds a bright and fertile phase in your life. This is because your creative powers are at full flood. Now could be a time when you create your masterpiece, whatever form it takes. You feel self-assured and optimistic, knowing exactly where you're going and feel strong enough to get there. Whatever obstacles lie in your way, you will deal with them. The Queen of Wands may be a woman in your life, a boss, lover, friend, or teacher. Strong, focused leader who is not afraid to use her power, attracting others with her positive energy, vision, passion, and brilliant organizational skills. Do you know anyone like me? She is good-hearted and friendly, always honest, sincere, well-meaning, and fiercely loyal. However, she is more than a bit fiery and will lose her temper if you get on her bad side, but instantly forget it and give you a hug. However, she is not invincible and may burn herself out with her many projects. I told you, I'm burnt the fuck out. Burnt out. I got a lot going on. So what am I doing? Just hanging down by the water. And it feels really good, dude. It really does. Because when you sit in different environments, your brain turns on to do different things, right? So like when I walk into the room, into the house, whatever, I put on a different skin. You know, it's called shape-shifting, is what we read yesterday. It's like, all right, you got to be mommy. So first thing is, you know, do all the mommy roles. Make sure everybody's fed, clean up the messes, check on the dog, walk the dog, do all this stuff that everyone needs make sure that they're taken care of, right? You become mommy, you become the mother, right? Then within that time, then I become the crone. It's like, all right, well, who else needs me? So that's usually where my readings come out of, is in the room. When I go to my car, I get to be the maiden, where I get to turn on my music and just sit down, have a cigarette, and just be and stuff. But then right away, it turns into, now we got to get to work. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there in the, you know, in files, and it activates. Your brain jumps to the next thing and the next thing. So it's like you have to get out of these atmospheres that make your brain, you know, that are patterned. You pattern your brain that when I go to the gym, this is what I do. When I go in this room, this is what I do. When I go in this room, this is what I do. So without even knowing it, what you got to do, you know, when you go into the kitchen, you're walking in there to feed yourself. You're not going to do anything else in the kitchen but feed your fucking self, right? You know what I mean? So you have these patterns. So it's important to take yourself out of your environment and put yourself in calming environments, which is nature, where it gives you an opportunity to be free and just flow. You're not in your patterns, in your mind, in your programming. And that's where the peace is. But watch how fast it takes you. How long can you sit still before your mind tells you got to do other stuff again? No, but you're supposed to be doing this, and you're supposed to be doing that, and you're supposed to. And that's that mind control. It's like your mind has control over you, and it's trying to keep you all busy. And in the busyness, are you enjoying yourself? You like to say you're productive and you've done a lot of things, but how much of that, you know, and that's the burnout. It's like, yeah, I got all this shit done, but it was a pain in my ass, and I didn't really enjoy myself. I wanted to do just a quick card read. Like I said, I was just guided to come out here and feel some fresh air. The sun is beating on my shoulders. It's supposed to be 70. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 82. I have some 3D stuff to do, but every time I try to get into my car to do it, I can't. So again, I'm in that, what did we read yesterday? That forced seclusion? Meaning I have to, you know, it's a build-up, it's a recharge. It's like you want to take your phone off the charger, but you can't. That's where I'm at. So we're in a recharge, but let's talk about it. And that's the transition. You can't leave the boat. Once you've boarded the boat, there's nowhere to get off. You have to wait till it gets to where it's going. You know what I mean? And where's it going? To the full moon? That's a fucking funny answer. Truthfully, I'm going to be stuck like this till the moon. And then once the moon juices me up, then I'm going to be overflowing with shit like they always do. But then after that, we can get to work. You know what I mean? We can celebrate. The hardest part is over. And we can really start, you know what I mean? Creating the best times of our lives. It's going to be the best day of our lives. In essence, what does that mean? It just means more joy in what we do. If you're doing what you love. Otherwise, no, the rest of you are just going to keep doing what you're doing and not really love your life and just try to make everyone else think it's so great. But the rest of us are going to get to work and start doing what we really love. And, you know what I mean, that's going to be the lasting achievement, because we're not going to be doing shit we don't like to do. So that's, you know, that's what that card talked about. Hey, I wish you a good day. I'll catch up with you when I do. And, you know, happy Friday, or happy Thursday to you. Haters. See.